Hey, what is going on, guys? Payne here once again, and welcome back to another episode of my Swansea career on FIFA 14 Next Gen. It is that time of year again. As we draw closer to the end of the season, we are battling it out with the likes of Tottenham Hotspurs, Arsenal, and our first fixture of this video, we had to play against Wigan Athletic. All the stars for Swansea were out on that pitch for this one. You got the likes of Bonnie, Shelvey, Kanyas, Huddleston, also Joel Matip, who I've got to say has settled in nicely at Swansea. There was a time I thought he was going to be a very injury-prone player, and he was going to be out for 2 to 3 months a pop. I mean, when I first signed him up, he got injured straight away in his first game for Swansea, and was out for 2 to 3 months anyway. So I thought, yeah, he's not going to cut it here at Swansea, but he is indeed proving me wrong. And, you know, he's putting in some of his best performances I've seen so far at Swansea at such a vital time in the season. As you just saw anyway, Wigan were the team to open up the scoring. Swansea immediately on the back foot, but there was still plenty of time to get back into this. Routledge making a run on the inside as he was playing on the left there. And Bonnie did well to pick out Routledge as he could see the run being made. We did get a penalty. The ref came in, gave Perch a yellow card 27 minutes into the game. That's a long time to be on a yellow card for a defender. And throughout this game, he could potentially get sent off if he wasn't careful. And just taking a look at that replay as well, it's a nasty challenge, but fair play to the referee for giving him a yellow card. You know, Perch had been warned, but he's got to have that on his conscience now that he'd given away a penalty. And that my top goal scorer Bonnie was going to step up and take this one. Also, as you just saw, Shelvey did have to go off. He had picked up a knock, so he was replaced by Lucas. Would Bonnie score this and make it 1-1? Of course he did. Swansea City back on level terms with Wigan Athletic, just underneath the half-hour mark. And Bonnie, he's just flying at the moment. I know I've been going on about it recently in the last couple of episodes, but Bonnie is just unstoppable this season. And yes, we are going to watch the replay of that penalty because it meant so much getting back into the game. Because if we maybe come away with a 1-0 loss, you know, it's not going to help us out in the long run with the league table, especially if we want to try and qualify for the Champions League for next season. And then just a couple of seconds later, Tom Huddleston made it 2-1 to Swansea, putting ourselves into the lead for the first time in this game against Wigan. Scott Carson was having a horrendous day in between the sticks for Wigan Athletic. I had to be careful with some of my players conditioning their fitness and everything because we had that tricky fixture coming up away from home. We was going to have to make the journey to France to play Monaco in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. So, I mean, Shelvey having to take him off early on in the game kind of worked out. Even though he picked up a small knock, we just had to keep an eye on that and make sure that he didn't pick up a nasty injury, which was going to see him out maybe for a couple of weeks, you know, missing those crucial 2 legs against Monaco. Because I want to go through. I want to see if we can push ourselves, exert ourselves into the final of the Europa League. I think we can do it if we keep going. But anyway, that game against Wigan did indeed end 3-1, not 2-1, 3-1. That's right, Bonnie getting on the score sheet yet again, so close to getting a hat-trick. But I will certainly take those 3 points, as you can see here. Because we had that game in hand against Wigan, and because we won it, we now pull away from Tottenham Hotspurs. We are now 3 points above them and just 4 points behind Arsenal with 10 games remaining. We can do this. We can qualify for the Champions League. As they say, it's becoming squeaky bum time in the Premier League, especially for Swansea and Arsenal, because Arsenal will know, you know, that we are rising up the ranks. We are getting closer to them. We're right there, Jacksy, and they're not going to be. They're not going to have an enjoyable ride. They're not going to have an enjoyable last 10 games in the Premier League this season because we're going to be there threatening for their position. But anyway, on to more serious matters. We had this game, the first leg of the quarterfinals of the Europa League against AS Monaco. And it certainly wasn't going to be an easy ride against Monaco because this Swansea side, as you know, is currently in rebuilding phase. You know, I'm trying to put together a team that can challenge for the Premier League title back in England. And coming up against the likes of Monaco certainly wasn't going to be easy. But Hold the phone. What is this that is happening at Monaco? Swansea City 1-0 ahead of Monaco. With that away goal, it was indeed Alexander Lacazette, a former French league player who came from Lyon in the January transfer window, got the first goal of the game. Who would have thought it? A nice simple dink over the top of the goalkeeper. Centre half for Monaco was almost there, just couldn't get a foot to it. So after that first goal had gone in, I was going to learn a lot from my Swansea side, how we can hold out against the top side in Europe. Falcao looked for Montinho, but Vaughan pulling off a decent save, and Dier had to come tracking back all the way to fill in that empty gap. Even though we knocked out for a corner, I was happy with the positioning, our defending there. It was just spot on. I wouldn't have changed it for the world. And Lacazette was looking for his second goal, you know, full of confidence after grabbing that first goal for his new side, Swansea City. And what a boost that would have been if we had have gone 2-0 up against Monaco, but the ball just dribbled past the actual goal, went out for a goal kick. But, you know, I was kind of disappointed with Falcao. Yes, he was getting himself into some dangerous positions, but Chico Flores, who, to be fair, I haven't really played that much this season, and I kind of feel bad. That's simply because John Matip and Ashley Williams have done a grand job. But I started him in this game after he asked me if he could start this one, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead with that. You know, you're fully fit for the game, why not? And he did an excellent job in this one. You know, closing down Falcao as quick as possible, pushing him onto his weaker side, just containing him overall. It was excellent, and it's performances like that from players that can always be that deciding factor of who's going to possibly win this game, who's going to hold on to their lead. And look at Bonnie, so unfortunate to not have had that ball just dip into the net, but it went off the crossbar. We held in, we played so well and held on to that lead, and we came away from Monaco as winners. 1-0 away from home, that away goal advantage. They've got a lot to do now, Monaco, in that return fixture when we come back to South Wales to play them in the second leg. So anyway, our next fixture was we play back at home at the Liberty Stadium against Everton. Going to be a tough one this, you know, just a couple of days removed away from that first leg, and so tiredness, it was going to be setting in with some of my players, and I'm sure Everton were going to look to take advantage of that. And John Matip, 30 minutes into the game, picked up a yellow card. As I mentioned earlier, you know, picking up a yellow card for a defender so early on in the game can be crucial. He's got a long time before that 90th minute comes around and the ref blows the final whistle. We did indeed open up the scoring. It was Bonnie again, believe it or not, who got on the end of that. Kind of a sweaty goal. It was Debussy. I didn't really fancy having a shot with Debussy. I just wanted to just make sure that we got that goal confirmed. You know, that could have gone either way. Debussy could have scored it, or it could have gone out, or maybe even Tim Howard could have got a hand to it. So having Debussy get that put us in that driver's seat. We was in the lead and looking likely to pick up the win. And in the second half, the hour mark, it was Bonnie again who made it 2-0 to Swansea. When you find yourself 2-0 up, around about the 60th minute or so, like we was in this game against Everton, losing that lead or maybe having Everton come from behind, it's a no-no. It shouldn't be happening. So I wanted to increase it just to make sure that we could come away with all 3 points. And it was Nathan Dyer who got the third and last goal of this game. And what an incredible finish it was. Just outside the box with his right boot. He pulled it on the inside, went central as a player, and just pulled away from Leighton Baines and picked out that bottom left-hand corner just perfectly. Tim Howard couldn't do a thing about it. 3 goals, 3 points. Debussy looking very happy about that. And once again, Bonnie getting on the score sheet twice now. 2 goals in 1 game. He's just unstoppable. And next and last game of this video, guys, you will be happy about this, is the second leg against Monaco in the quarterfinals. Win this, and we are through to the semis. The semi-finals are on the horizon, and it was Lacazette who was chasing down the loose ball with the sweaty finish. Bonnie made it 1-0, 2-0 on aggregate against Monaco. Surely Swansea would now be going through. That's if they could hold on to this, because it was an early goal. It was 4 minutes in. Smashing goal, even though it was kind of you know what, I like goals like this, you know. It's just nice and simple. The goalkeeper couldn't do a thing about it. Kind of stretched out there as well. Watches the keeper's leg. It looks like he breaks his leg. But 1-0 up, 2-0 on aggregate. You couldn't ask for a better start to a game against Monaco. They knew they had a lot to do, and it just wasn't happening for them. Performances like that from a top European side like Monaco, Falcao, he's not going to be wanting to stay there any longer after being knocked out by Swansea. He's going to be moving to the Liberty Stadium in the summer. I wish. Chico Flores didn't start this game, even though he had a fantastic game in the first leg against Monaco, shutting down Falcao as much as possible. I decided to go with Matip, and I'm glad I did, as you just saw there as well. You know, Vorm didn't even have to do anything. Matip doing all the work, just getting rid of that dangerous ball, putting a stop to it. He was a stopper in this game. And you'll see here again, another example of Falcao being in that dangerous position, but just not working out for him. Vorm, who came running out. Bad decision on my part. I wanted Vorm to maybe dive for that, try and collect up the ball, take the chance, even if Falcao went down in the box. And obviously with Vorm off his line, this really does annoy me on FIFA, you know, when your keeper comes off the line and your centre-halves don't even want to go and fill in and just take over for the time being. I know that they can't touch the ball with their hands, but they can throw their body in the way, right? Hopefully we can see something like that in FIFA 15. Right on the 90th minute anyway against Monaco, it was squeaky bum time, but Sissoko managed to clear that. The referee blew his whistle for the final time. There we have it, Swansea are through to the semi-finals of the Europa League. Once again, the dream is still alive. Monaco are out. We are through. And that, guys, is the end of this episode. I do hope that you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.